Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the March 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Aries. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to make sure you're getting a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. Also, if you've not done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2 is going to be just a general look at what's coming for March. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. But Aries, let's go back to that column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close, and take a look at what we have here. So our summary affirmation card says, I feel brave. This is neat. I don't see this very often, but I feel like you were quite this. You are brave. You kind of took that shot in the dark. You took that leap of faith. You really went after something, which I like to see. Again, it was a bold, brave move there, Aries. But let's go and take a look and see what cards we have coming underneath that. First, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold. I mentioned it was like a bold move. You really jumped in with both feet, took that shot in the dark. The King of Wands, though, is also like very powerful, very charming, very brave. Again, that's that pushing forward. That's that going for it, coming through with that King of Wands. The next card that we have is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a very traditional card, conventional, conformity, and I feel like what you did was non-traditional, unconventional. You really, again, went for it. Even if it felt like the shot in the dark, you might not have known next steps and you still went after it. So really nice to see, Aries, neat energy to see, like being committed and pushing forward to what you want. At the bottom here, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is very active. It's new project, new idea, new something or other. And this is that new thing that you went after, that thing that you so bravely pursued. But let's take a look here and see what we have for clarifiers. First, we have the Chariot. The Chariot was once described to me as the vroom vroom card. It means there's action, there's change, you're on a journey. Which makes total sense. Again, you went after this, you took the shot in the dark, you took the next step that you needed to take. So now you're in this position of action and change and being on that journey. The Chariot can also be a card of new vehicles, so some of you could have gotten a new vehicle in the last few weeks or month. The next card that we have is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of low feelings. It's heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. It's just in general not good feelings. I feel like you had to make the move. You had to make the jump because you weren't happy. You needed something more. You needed something new. So it was kind of like the leap of faith to get away from these feelings that are not feeling so good. And at the bottom here we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of self-defense. Feeling like you need to protect yourself. I feel like there are people that are maybe not going to agree with the decision you made or support the decision you made or even really care about the decision you made, but it doesn't matter. You're not in a situation where you need to defend yourself, so hopefully you're not feeling like you need to. Again, you took the leap of faith and that's all that matters. It doesn't really matter the outside perspectives. Okay, Aries, now let's take a look at our next column, which is just general, what's coming for the month of March. We have the card, I will encourage. This is an interesting one. I will say you're feeling a little fizzled out. You're not feeling as inspired or motivated or encouraged maybe as you were these last few weeks or in February. So just be cautious of that. Make sure you continue to encourage yourself to continue to push forward. Again, it's like you need a little extra nudge now to carry that energy forward for yourself there, Aries. But let's see what messages I can give you here. The first card that we have is the Page of Coins. The Page of Coins is very patient. I think something's going to take a little bit longer. That very well could be the thing that like is kind of demotivating you. That could be the slowdown. That could be what you need, that encouragement or that push to get through. So patience is key here. The Page of Coins is also a card of new job, raise, some sort of money news, which is good to see. I feel like you are going to get to the point where this is profitable. This is the change you wanted. This is the money you were seeking. Like for whatever reason, this feels financial, like it's going to lead to money. But again, it's that kind of patience to get there. The next card that we have is the Six of Coins. The Six of Coins is a card of giving or receiving help. It's very generous. I feel like this is the nudge that you need though. Someone is going to come in and help and provide the support that you need, which is good to see there. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. Love to see this for you, Aries, at the bottom. The Six of Wands is like achieving what you're hoping to achieve. So this is going to be worthwhile. There's going to be the award. There's going to be the recognition. There's going to be the success that you wanted. So don't get discouraged. Make sure you're staying inspired, keeping motivated. You're going to get that nudge that you may need as well, which is nice to see. But definitely success in the long run here. Looking at our clarifiers, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of... it's interesting. This card oftentimes means move on. You see the person walking away in the background. This isn't saying move on, but this is saying continue to move. So again, don't lose the momentum. Don't lose the steam. Don't get discouraged here. Keep it moving forward. Even if it takes a little bit more patience, a little bit more time. The next card that we have is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is focusing in on this fourth cup here, like surprise gifts. So again, you're going to come in, you're going to get that support you need, that extra nudge, that extra push you need. It might come as a surprise, but you are going to get that support you need there, Aries. And at the bottom here, we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is another waiting card. So this is patience, this is hard work, this is delayed success, this is waiting. You see this person planted their pentacles and they're waiting for them to grow. So again, it is going to be successful, but we have a couple cards saying maybe it'll just be a little bit slower. But again, you can't lose steam, you can't lose momentum during that time. Okay, Aries, let's take a look at our next column. We're going to take a look at a money tips trick card. It says, find ways to experience joy during the process of creating money. This will allow it to come faster, easier, and conveniently. Okay, in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money here, Aries. First up, we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is... again, this card of competition or card of feeling like you need to defend yourself. So we were talking about defense earlier, but I want to talk about competition. It does feel like there is competition for whatever you're working towards in career, whatever it may be. So you do need to do something that sets you apart. Again, if this is like side hustle, trying to make money, there needs to be something that sets you apart, Aries. Or again, maybe this is just usual career. Perhaps some of you are trying to buy a house or something too, and there's other people competing for that house. What I'm going to say is something needs to set you apart here because it does seem like there's some competition. The next card that we have is the Strength card. The Strength card is self-love, unconditional love, self-respect, but it's courage. You need to keep pushing forward. I know I keep saying that to you, but it's like just because there's competition doesn't mean you should waver or should give up or not compete. So you need to have that courage to keep pushing forward. And at the bottom here we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card. I do think something's going to come as a surprise. I think at this point you've like convinced yourself you can't do it, or it's not going to work out for you, or the competition is too hard and it is going to work out. So that's the surprise here. But again, be thinking about what can set you apart here, Aries. Okay, for clarifiers, we have the Knight of Swords. This is very fast-paced. This is a change that needs to happen. Again, the change needs to set you apart, and I would say you need to do this relatively quickly to kind of make your stamp and make yourself known and make yourself seen. But you need to make some sort of change that makes yourself stand out against that competition. The next card that we have is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a card of trusting your intuition, trusting yourself. Again, it's like you don't think it's going to happen. You've almost like convinced yourself you can see the future and it's not going to work out. That's the message I'm getting, but I don't think that's the case. So again, you need to have that courage to keep pushing forward here, Aries. And at the bottom here, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Love to see the Eight of Pentacles. This is like enjoying what you're doing, but this is working hard and reaping the benefits. When I see the Eight of Pentacles, it means you put in hard work, but it also means you are going to reap the benefits of that hard work. So the hard work you put in is going to pay off. So again, you might not see it and it's going to come as a surprise because you kind of like convinced yourself it won't work, but it will. So that hard work you're putting in is doing something here, Aries. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, starting with a little quick love message here. We have the card Friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. Let's see what love messages we have here. Think family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love. I can't define that there for you, Aries. But first up, we have the Nine of Coins. Love this. The Nine of Coins is a very much you doing you card, you taking care of you. Some of you could be single, you could be in a relationship. If you're single, just enjoying yourself. Again, this is like self-sufficiency, solo pleasures, out there doing your own thing, enjoying it. So again, if you're single, enjoy that single time. If you're in a relationship, I would encourage you to take some alone time. It seems like you'd really benefit from it. Like you're happy alone. That doesn't mean you need to be alone, but it's like you need to do some deep thinking, some deep planning, some decompressing, and that needs to happen alone there, Aries. The next card that we have is the Ten of Cups. If you watched my videos before, you know the Ten of Cups is my favorite card in the entire deck. The Ten of Cups is a card of family, contentment, total love, and support. I love that total love and support. That's a really bold statement, so love to see that in our love column. That could be you doing you, or that could be the relationship you're in. Really nice indicator either way. Very family focused, very relationship focused. Then at the bottom here, we have the King of Coins. The King of Coins is about being solid, practical, and wise. And I'm not saying you're not those things, but like, make sure you are having a very reasonable approach and reasonable requests this month. I'm not saying you're unreasonable, but that's the message I'm hearing is make sure we have reasonable asks and reasonable expectations for our family, friends, and loved ones. Let's take a look though and see what else we're working with. At first we have the Empress. Love the Empress anywhere in our readings. This is a card of creation, a card of abundance. Again, I feel like you need time to yourself to think, create, decompress. The one thing I'll say about this too is if you are single or wanting more from a relationship, you have the ability to create whatever you want with the Empress. So whatever you want in love, you can definitely have it. With the Empress, this is also a card of pregnancy and fertility. So if you're hoping to grow your family, that's a great card there for you, Aries. Next, we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is a patient card. I feel like this is what you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for this type of love, this type of contentment, these wonderful feelings with the Ten of Cups. At the bottom, we have the Ten of Cups. So again, my favorite card in the entire deck, twice in the love column. Again, total love, support, family, contentment. You see there's kids playing here, happy family, there's a house in the background. It's really like your perfect world, having your perfect world. So I love to see that. So really nice energy. Can't beat that double Ten of Cups there, Aries. Okay, Now let's move on to our fifth and final column with, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card, I will hope. Similar to the encourage statement, you can't get discouraged and you can't lose hope on something this month. But let's clarify and see what messages we've got coming through here. First up, we have the Five of Coins. The Five of Coins is a card of worry, so almost the opposite of our hope card, hence why the hope card, I'm sure, is coming through. We need to change the things we're worrying about and change it to a more positive perspective. So hoping for a better outcome rather than worrying for a bad outcome. So keep that in mind. Be switching those worries to hope. The next card that we have is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is very intentional, very strategic. This is very long term. Again, you're like deep in thought, deep in planning this month. But rather than worrying about what's to come, we need to be hoping and planning for what's to come instead. At the bottom here, we have the Nine of Wands. This is about setting boundaries. So again, it's like, rather than, I'm just going to throw an example out there. Rather than worrying about gaining weight, let's be hopeful that we're going to lose weight and start to build a plan to lose weight. Obviously, that's just a random scenario, but again, just try to give you some context, some additional detail that maybe gives an example. For our clarifiers, first up, we have the Hangman. The Hangman is very stagnant. It's hanging there by your foot. This is definitely limitations. So these worries are carrying limitations. They're holding you back. So definitely, again, why we need to exchange those worries for hope. The next card that we have is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a card of having to make a decision. And it's like, how can we, again, exchange worry for hope and plan instead? So it's like, rather than worrying about it, we need to make the decision to make a plan instead here, Aries. And at the bottom here, we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is like bully, theft, violent, abusive, toxic. But this is coming through as like negative self-talk. And we need to set the boundary to not have this negative self-talk here. We can't have the worries. That's really the moral of this last column here, Aries. Okay, now at this time I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But question number 1 is the Two of Clubs. This is number 46 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the Seven of Hearts. This is number 21 card. That is going to be a yes. And question number 3 is the Five of Hearts. This is number 2 card. That's going to be a yes. So no, yes, yes, this there for you, Aries. We're also going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of March. You have Aquamarine, which is good for ease. It really helps your clairs as well. Gives you new drive, helps you stay buoyant, and helps do things with ease, as well as doing them with like the appropriate amount of depth and commitment. Last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your healing note says, love creates miracles, heals all wounds, and purifies all energies. Thank you so much, Aries, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you feel inclined to make a donation. But thank you so much, Aries, and I hope you have a fabulous March.